All right, we have got to talk about this massive news story from today and the political ramifications that come with it, because it appears the White House is really panicking here, and I want to talk about this. You probably saw that we got a trove of emails, a massive amount, like 20,000 emails from House Democrats showing so clearly that Donald Trump was directly involved with what Jeffrey Epstein was doing, what Ghislaine Maxwell was doing. Obviously, for those of us living in reality, we've known this for a while. Like, it became clear months ago, if I may, weeks ago at least, that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were best friends. And Donald Trump was, at the bare minimum, very aware of what was going on. The emails released today make it so much worse. And the White House is panicking because it looks like there's going to be a vote on the House floor around the Epstein files. I want to walk all of this. Before my name is Chris Mowry. I'm filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this type of content, there's a link to my YouTube channel in the description down below. It'd mean a lot if you checked it out. I'm almost at 100,000 subscribers. You guys have been showing so much love lately. It means the world. On this channel, we're trying to build something big to punch back against MAGA media, a lot of the misinformation we hear from this side of the aisle, and we're trying to do it by uplifting Gen Z voices and just pumping out as much news as we possibly can every single day. So if you want to help support this channel and our efforts to do that, all you have to do is hit subscribe down below. It goes such a long way. We appreciate all the love. You guys are the best. All right. First of all, I want to remind you, this is a Daily Beast article from a while, but we have had audio tapes directly from Jeffrey Epstein saying, I was Donald Trump's closest friend. I know the guy. I know what he does financially. I know what he does with women. I know the disgusting things he likes to do with his best friends' wives and all this crazy stuff. I just want to prime this by saying, again, there is no doubt that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were best friends for 10 plus years. Quote, the first time he slept with her was on my plane. Jeffrey Epstein referring to Donald Trump and his now wife, Melania. I mean, they were connected in every single way. So let's start here. Epstein file live updates. Trump named in emails released by Democrats and Republicans. Messages in which Jeffrey Epstein discussed President Trump were among 20,000 documents posted online. Mr. Trump blamed Democrats as the White House rushed to block further revelations. And so I'd say that there's a lot of emails here, but the two main ones that I want to touch on, two or three, are this is his email directly from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell. And I remind you, this is a subpoenaed email. Down here, quote, I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim, who is redacted in this, spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. From Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell, and then from Ghislaine Maxwell back to Jeffrey Epstein saying, I have been thinking about that. I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. And he spent hours at Jeffrey Epstein's house. Wow, the next one we see here, this is Michael Wolff. So this is Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff, who you've probably seen on this channel, at least in terms of a lot of the videos we play, because Michael Wolff has talked a lot about Jeffrey Epstein, interviewing Jeffrey Epstein. These audio files are from Michael Wolff. And so we come back here. Victim Mar-a-Lago, again, this is redacted. Trump said he asked me to resign, never a member ever. Of course, quote, of course he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Okay, quote, of course he knew about the girls. To Michael Wolff. It couldn't get any clearer. And so the White House is panicking, right? The White House is like, oh, shit, because this is his worst issue politically. And that's saying something, because he's underwater on every single issue. Economy, inflation, the border, immigration, national security, it doesn't matter. He's underwater. He is really struggling right now with his poll numbers. And this issue is the worst for him. Both Democrats and Republicans saying he has handled it terribly, hasn't released the files. And so we got this from CNN just a few hours ago. Take a listen.
Breaking news, CNN has learned there will be a meeting today inside the White House as aides try to manage a potential House vote on the release of the Epstein files. This comes, of course, just hours after Democrats on the Oversight Committee released emails from Jeffrey Epstein himself mentioning Donald Trump by name multiple times. I want to get straight to CNN's Caitlin Polance. Caitlin, what are you learning?
Well, the House is releasing these files, but it's not everything that the federal government has. Dana, there's additional files still held by the Justice Department that some Republicans on Capitol Hill are in support of releasing. And so that is causing a political response inside the White House right now, where there is a meeting planned, or was a meeting planned today, about the House effort to try and force a vote to get the Justice Department, the Trump administration.
So they are meeting in the White House about this and how to handle it. Partly about, again, some of the emails that I just showed you and how damning it is. Quote, Donald Trump is the dog who hasn't barked. He knows about, of course, quote, of course, Donald Trump knew about the girls. I mean, my goodness. But the other half of them doing this and panicking is because this happened today. Representative Grahal is officially a member of Congress. She got elected 50 days ago. I guess technically 51 days ago in Arizona, and she has not been sworn in. And part of the reason she hasn't been sworn in as a member of Congress, and these individuals in Arizona, in her district, have gone without representation, is because of this.
Signs of abuse. They are here in the gallery with us this evening. Thank you for being here. Jeffrey Epstein's abuse. They are here in the gallery with us this evening. Thank you for being here. Just this morning, House Democrats released more emails showing that Trump knew more about Epstein's abuses than he previously acknowledged. It's past time for Congress to restore its role as a check and balance on this administration and fight for we, the American people. We need to fight for our immigrant communities and veterans. We need to stand up for our public schools, children, and educators. We need to respect tribal sovereignty in our environment. We need to stand up for LGBTQ+ rights, because that's what the American people expect us to do. Fight for them. That is why I will sign the discharge petition right now to release the Epstein files.
So there you have it. This is the other combination of the political problem. Paula has finally been sworn in. Mike Johnson, couldn't hold it off any longer. The questions have been mounting for weeks about why we haven't sworn in this individual. And again, it's all been political, because she is the last signature needed on this discharge position to force a vote on the Epstein files, where the American people are going to see every single Republican vote no, which, again, spills even more problems for the White House. And so Caroline Leavitt has a press conference today that is, it's like North Korean dictator-esque shit. She said a lot about the Epstein files, but I want to play this clip in particular. Take a listen.
Shows how this is truly a manufactured hoax by the Democrat Party. For now, they're talking about it all of a sudden because President Trump is in the Oval Office. But when Joe Biden was sitting in there, the Democrats never brought this up. This wasn't an issue that they cared about, because they actually don't care about the victims in these cases. They care about trying to score political points against President Trump, as we have, of course, seen with this government shutdown. And this entire thing, again, it's not a coincidence to the American people at home. There are no coincidences in Washington, D.C. And it is not a coincidence that the Democrats leaked these emails to the fake news this morning ahead of Republicans reopening the government. This is another distraction campaign by the Democrat and the liberal media, and it's why I'm being asked questions about Epstein instead of the government reopening because of Republicans and President Trump.
Another distraction campaign, and it's a hoax. She said a bunch there, and I think the best response to that, and her saying also during a press conference, it's a hoax, it's a Democrat hoax, it's garbage, it's made up, is this.
Through this hoax and clear distraction from the government opening back up again. What's your response to that?
My response is simple. Then release all the files. If the president has nothing to hide, if the press secretary right there in her comments and statement, if they have nothing to hide at the White House or the Department of Justice, then all we want is for them to release the full files. It's very clear. You can't spend your entire campaign saying you're going to do something and make a commitment to the American people and then backtrack. And so we're going to ensure, one, we always are going to protect the victims and survivors. And if they want to clear the president's name, and more importantly, also all of the other men and powerful men that may have been involved, then release the files today. That should be the response from the White House.
Exactly. I mean, why are we even engaging with Caroline Leavitt saying all this going on and on and on, and it's a hoax and all these things, when, again, the answer so clearly is then release the goddamn files. Why do we not have the files? Because Donald Trump is implicated in them. And MAGA's response, along with Caroline Leavitt, the people in Congress, but people who are still very much entrenched in the cult. This is somebody I found on Twitter. Michael Wolff was coaching Epstein how to get Trump. Maybe Michael Wolff should be investigated. I mean, the answer here consistently is to somehow blame everybody else besides Donald Trump, who's hanging out, again, with convicted sex offenders, people who have trafficked children, people who have done horrible things. And somehow you get all this information about it, and the response is, let's go after the people releasing the information. It is nuts. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. Keep pushing, keep talking about this, because, again, they're in trouble and they know it. I appreciate you guys checking out. Once again, my name is Chris Mowry. I'm filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. Link to my YouTube channel will be in the description down below. I hope you have a great rest of your week into the weekend, and I will see you in the next video.